The family of a Scottish man who went missing on a stag do in Portugal last week are urging police to ramp up their resources to help find him. 38-year-old Greg Monks was last spotted in the busy area of Albufeira in the early hours of Wednesday morning. His parents and his girlfriend have flown out to Portugal to help with the search. But despite exploring numerous avenues, including checking local hospitals, there have been no recent sightings of Greg since last Wednesday. Well, I'm joined now by Greg's sisters, Jillian and Carlyn, who are having a very anxious wait at home in Glasgow while the rest of the family are out in Portugal. It's good to talk to you tonight. I know you want to get the word out there and awareness about Greg's disappearance. So perhaps we could talk, Jillian and Carlyn, about what you know so far. Let's go back to the start, when Greg was last seen in the early hours of Wednesday.
We were contacted on Wednesday afternoon by his friends just to say, is there any way we can track his phone or try and see what his location is? He's not come home from the night before. This immediately... Yeah, we just couldn't believe it. It's just not like him. He wouldn't normally do anything like this. So it'd only been 12 hours before he was seen, but we were just so worried. So we then tried to report him missing to the police, and so did his friends over there, but it wasn't really taken serious at first because it hadn't been that long. So the police were saying he will show up, just give him time. As time went on, still nothing. My mum and family flew out on Thursday evening just to try and get some answers. So the police had said he's been seen on the CCTV in a residential area, Cerro de Aguia. So he's been spotted twice walking alone around there on CCTV. The area's residential, it's rural, there's a lot of kind of trees and rocks and cliffs and
really quite rough terrain.
So we're just hanging on in there waiting for answers. But
yeah, because this is where he was spotted on CCTV, is more than an hour's walk from the Albufeira strip where your brother is thought to have left his friends. Carlyn, what have his friends said to you about the last couple of hours that they were with him? Because I understand that he decided to go back to the apartment on his own. This was the first night of this stag do, this 5-day stag do.
We don't really know much about it, just that he wanted to go home.
Yeah. And
he left and tried to make his way home. So that's all we know at the moment, that's what his attempt was. But we're just still trying to get as many answers as possible to find where Greg is.
Yeah. Jillian, what's the response been like at the local police? Because I know you feel like there needs to be more resources. Of course you do, until your brother is found. Yeah. But talk to me about the police involvement in this.
Yeah, it's been investigated currently by the GNR, and they have been great. They've been putting every resource. The kind of lead officer on it has been working really hard, working day and night. They just don't have the manpower that they need for the area that he's lost in. It's been difficult for them to get information, so they've relied on us to get access to kind of his Apple information. I don't think he's had any data on, so there's been no form of tracking him, no last location. But I mean, I'm not saying they're not trying, they are trying, they just don't have enough resource to cover the area.
Of course, you want more support. What support are you getting back here in the UK?
But I mean, we're getting lots of support online, especially even people over there who are using the last days of the holidays to go up to this area and look for them. People risking their own safety and their safety to try and look in areas that they shouldn't have to look.
Yeah, you have set up a social media page, and I was looking at it earlier, and you know, people there are sending up drones to look at the area, as you said, where your brother was last seen on CCTV. He was spotted twice. It was, you know, an hour's walk from where he left his friends, residential, you know, not highly populated. What have your parents said to you since they've been out there?
They've just been saying that everyone is really trying. It's just
really high alert.
There's just no answers.
Yeah. Carlyn, how are you both doing? Because, you know, you've known he's been missing since last week. it must be extremely difficult for you and your family.
As a family, we're worried sick. It's so unlike him, but myself and Jillian are just trying to hold each other up back home and fight for
to get him out there and
find where he is.
He deserves to be found, deserves to be looked for. We need him home. He's a big part of our family, and it's just unimaginable if he's lying somewhere that we can't find him.
Can you tell me about your brother, what he was like? You say this was unlike him, to go missing, to go off grid. What's Greg like?
He's quiet, works hard, happy in his relationship with his girlfriend. He's a great uncle and godfather to our kids. He's just
really family. He's just a real family man.
Mm-hmm. Very family orientated. Just keeps himself to himself, goes to work and works hard. And I mean, the fact that his friends were worried so early just shows that he was not just a guy that would go out and be staying out for days or not come home or not check in. He had only landed there at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night, and he had called his girlfriend twice since he landed. So he always checks in. I know if he could phone us or reach out to us, he would. He wouldn't put us through this.
How's his girlfriend? Because I know that she's travelled out to Portugal with your parents to help look for him.
Yeah, just absolutely heartbroken. She's trying everything to keep it together and fight for him and find him, and everybody's just trying to do what we can.
Yeah, look, you hope that by your parents and Nicole being there to push things on, to fight for more resources, you know, you feel that this has been moving slow because it's nearly 7 days since Greg was last seen. I know that your dad was meeting with the embassy in Portugal, and you want things to start moving quicker. What is it you need to get access to? Things like presumably his bank details, telephone records, to try and piece together what's happened. Why isn't that moving quicker?
We want to know if he got a taxi there, if he used his card. He only had his card with him. We need to know if he got a taxi there or away from that area, or we are wasting time searching in an area that he's not there. This is based on 2 clips in CCTV, so we don't know anything else at all. The GNR told us it would be going to police justicia, who are now going to investigate it, but we probably won't have a meeting with them or an update for maybe a day or 2 or a couple of days, and just time is not what we have. So even for us, we're trying to arrange like canine searches, or just because there's so many trees. There's been amazing people out there with drones, but you just can't see anything because of the trees. So we just need people. We need to get some sort of canine intervention or someone up there to look more.
Yeah, you need these things to happen, but you also want people in Albufeira to be alert, to try and remember where they were on that Wednesday. And, you know, it's a popular tourist resort. Sky News is watched in Portugal. What would you say to people listening to this evening?
If you see his picture and you know anything, any tiny bit of information, just get in touch. Just let us know where he last was, so we can find his last movements to find him.
If you live in the area or any of the surrounding areas and have any home security cameras or anything that could capture him travelling around the areas, then please check and get in touch with
anything between after 3 a.m. where he's been since then. We don't know.
Well, listen, Jillian and Carlyn, thank you for talking to us tonight. I know this is the most difficult of times, but you want to get Greg's picture out there. You want to talk about him. You want to jog people's memories, get people involved in the search, get this moving, because as we've just said, it's been nearly 7 days since your brother was last in contact with his friends that he travelled to Portugal with. Look, I wish you the best of luck, and I hope we speak again when there's some good news for you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much.